Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Strongest Wizard, and tonight is indeed fight night, and we have ourselves another OP07.5 match here for you guys. We have my man Endeavor on the left-hand side rocking out that Gecko Moria, as well as myself on the right with that purple Luffy. Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of this deck. I used to play it a lot in OP05, and so I'm just glad to see a little bit of a resurgence of the deck. But we do see the 6k swing with that Piranha. I pitched the 7-cost kid, and now I take a life, which is going to be that double finger. I'm debating whether I want to trigger it or not. I think it's a really bad idea if I do. I know I get that early body, but I want to keep my Dawn nice and healthy, and with the line that I have in my head, if I -1 Dawn, I just don't think it's really worth it. So 5k swing does connect, and quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is DXN Outpost. DXN Provisions, the only place to get all my seal product. And guys, right now they have a ton of OP08 product in stock right now. Well, technically for pre-order, the drop is like the mid-September, and they have some pretty good rates on there. So if you're interested in some OP08, I definitely would jump on it ASAP. So yeah, check out the link below. So we see a 6k swing. I'm going to go ahead and give him a 2k, and then he drops the Kuzan. Now the Kuzan is pretty threatening here. Kuzan, if letting it live, can pretty much pop anything on my board other than Kaido. But we see the Poly, it's tap 5 plus tap 2 to KO a 4-cost or lower, and then ramp 1 Dawn. Now this is a perfect play to making sure that my next turn I have 10 Dawn, which is exactly what I want to see. So 6k swing going to Piranha does connect, and now we see another 6k going into life, which also connects. Now guys, don't forget your blockers can still attack. Very, very important here. And with tapping 3 Dawn, we're going to go ahead and see the Hina, and that's exactly why I wanted to swing with the kid. They will always go for kid. Like, there's no way they don't go for kid. And rather than them just removing it off the board and not getting any value, I definitely wanted to swing into life here. So we see him pitching Absalom, milling 2, playing out the Absalom, removing the kid off of the board. What's new? Black just doing black things here. Pretty fantastic turn here for Endeavor. It's kind of like exactly what you want to see for your turn 1, 3, 3 for your turn 3 here, so pretty good. And I still have to think about the 7k swing. You completely forget, it's just there's so many actions that Gecko Moria does, do. But grabbing the 5-cost kid off of the top of my life, now sitting at 2 life, I do draw for the turn, and now I'm finally at 10 Dawn. Now there's a couple really good plays here that I could do. 2 5-cost, I could do Kaido. Really all depends what I want to do. So 6k swing going to life, we see a 2k counter, and now we see the double drop of the 2 5-cost. We both -1 Dawn here, and now I swing 6k into life, ramping 1 off of that kid, which does end up connecting, dropping Endeavor from 3 life to 2. Pretty solid turn. That's exactly how this deck kind of plays. And for the most part, the deck is pretty straightforward. Nothing like too crazy. It's not like black and yellow Luffy, where every single turn / thing matters so much. But we're going to go ahead and give him the 1k counter for the Absalom. Now 5k swing going to life. I want to keep my life nice and healthy so that toward the end of the game I can take my own life to ramp my own Dawn. So I'm going to go ahead and counter out of that as well. And now we see the Gecko Moria coming down, dropping the 4-cost Rebecca, and then brand new, of course, from the trash, grabbing the Sakazuki. And do we have a 3-cost character that we want to play off of this Rebecca? Now we do still get to grab a character, which is that Piranha. Pretty insane here, but we're gonna go ahead and play out the Hina. Now, not using its main ability, we're just gonna go ahead and play out a free 5k body. Just want to go as wide as possible. Now, if we look at this current board state, it's a little scary. It's a little scary, but not to fear. Luffy is here, and I need to just figure out how to clear this board. I have 4 cards in my hand, and I'm gonna take a second just to kind of make sure I do this correct and properly. I have a 7-cost kid in my hand that could play out, making my leader a 6k lead, and that could be pretty good, but at the same time, it's a little underwhelming right now. I feel like it's just a little too late. It's also very difficult to play 7-cost kid on the curve that I did end up going with, which was the ideal curve. 4-cost or 5-cost into Poly into 2 double 5-cost. But with this particular route, we're going to go ahead and play out the Kaido. We're going to go ahead and use its ability here. We're going to -5 Dawn, ramping 1 active, of course, because of that kid. We're going to go ahead and KO a 6-cost or lower character, and then I get to ramp 1 as active off of that kid. think I mentioned that before. Now, fortunately for me, this Kaido has rush. Now I'm debating what I want to KO exactly. Now I need to get rid of all these little 5k bodies, so instead of going for the Rebecca, I'm gonna go straight into the Hina, not giving my opponent any chance to do anything else really. So we're gonna swing 7k into the Absalom. He has both in trash anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So 7k swing does connect here, and I still have two 6ks, 10k, as well as leader to attack with. Only thing is now I only have one Dawn, so 7k swing going into the Hina. Is he gonna go ahead and protect it? I imagine he might just let it go since he has to protect his life as well. So we see a 5k swing going into life. He gives me the 1k counter, and now we see a 6k swing. He gives me a 2k counter, and this 10k swing does end up being blocked by that Rebecca. And we're gonna go ahead and pass the turn, and with magic here, my man Endeavor only has the Gecko Moria on the board, so 9k going into 6. He does take it here. Now I only have 2 cards in my hand, so I'm sorry, now I only have 2 cards in my hand since I did just counter out of that 2k, that 6k swing. Now Endeavor is thinking about exactly how he wants to proceed. He is definitely still swinging. He's just making sure if he wants to use the ability or not. I definitely jumped the gun and just gave him the 2k. So we're gonna go ahead and use the leader ability here to pitch a card to grab something off of our trash, pitching that Sakazuki that we did grab earlier off of that brand new, if you remember that play. We're gonna go ahead and mill 2, of course, with that Gecko, and now we're gonna go ahead and possibly grab that Perona. Now he can't really trash a card from my hand. He can minus cost from a poly, but does it really make sense? Do we really need to? We could also play a, if he has it, he could also play a oh man, what's his name? I forgot his name. The other Thriller Bar character that can grab something from trash, but he actually doesn't have it. Oh my gosh, okay, I forgot his name. It's still in my mind. That's crazy. Let me in the comment section below. What's his name? But we see the Sakazuki play coming down, tapping 6, popping the poly, and then trashing the Kuzan off of the hand. And with one active, I just don't think my man Endeavor probably sequenced that correctly, leaving the 1. I'm not sure if he's running that counter event card. So we're gonna see a 9k swing going to life. It does connect. We see a 10k swing connecting here, and now we're gonna go ahead and use the ability to ramp 1 Dawn, take our own life, and then we're gonna swing big 11k into life. And yes, it does connect. And so yeah. Thank you guys so much for checking out this channel. This video, I really do appreciate it, and stay tuned because I have a ton of new OP07.5 content coming out soon. See ya!